off work. Well, I'm not off work, but I got out of work and I decided I needed to get some work done on these cutting boards because I am way behind on these cutting boards, like ridiculously behind on these cutting boards. So it's definitely 100% time for me to get some work done on them. So I'm going to try out the new drum sander, which you can see in the view there. And I'm just setting up my my tablet so that I can check the comments and stuff as we're going here. I'm gonna be kind of far away from it, so if you guys comment, I'm not going to see it immediately. But there we go. There's our new drum sander. That's what we got going on, and we're going to work some cutting boards. I'll be walking kind of back and forward. I'm going to grab a couple boards at a time. The planer works really great for removing stuff really fast, but the planer also leaves quite a bit of snipe at times, which is not at all desirable. If you are unfamiliar with what snipe is, this right here, that's snipe. That little bit of a groove, and it doesn't look good when the board gets finished, right? You don't want that on there at all. This side doesn't have any, but on both sides, right? There it is, man. You don't want snipe in your boards. Snipe sucks. So, got to get rid of it, man. And I can utilize this drum sander to do a bunch of the heavy sanding for me, so I can save my arms. All right, I got 19 boards that I'm working on right now. Some of them have snipe, some of them don't. So the ones that don't, they'll just go through the sander a little bit lighter, and I'll be done with all the first rough sandings of those. Drum sanders run kind of slow, and that's okay. Take our time. We don't have to worry about it too much. Hey, what's up, Spike, brother? How are you? Yeah, so don't have to worry about it too much. The drum sander runs really quietly, but the vacuum cleaner, not so much, or the shop vac, not so much. So I'm just gonna set it in here and go until I can see that it's touching the rollers just barely. I gotta turn my feet up. And we'll turn this down and crank up this vacuum cleaner. Hopefully you can still hear me over that. And we'll try and get some snipe out of this. And I'm just going to take a look and see. Yeah, barely touching the board. That's what we want. Just going to make a couple light passes. So while that's running, what I want to do is get the bulk of the boards done, right? The top and the back. I don't have a problem hand sanding all the stuff on the sides, but this stuff, man, just the back and forward nonstop. That'll wear your arm out, and I got a lot of boards to do. So I'm going to do this first round of sanding and get a lot of that out. At least that's my plan. And I think this is already faster than me doing it. And it's more even, right? So it's better, more consistent. And works kind of just like a planer, right? You turn the knob to get it to go lower. Take it just a smidge lower, and I'm going to crank the speed up a little bit, about 30. I'm going to watch it hit there again, and this time it should take off a little more. I can hear it hitting it. But that's all we're doing, just taking really light passes, and then I'll hit this with higher grit sandpaper to do the finish sanding. So 2 passes through this board, and the snipe is almost gone, which is awesome. And I haven't even really gotten to the meat of it yet. Which makes it kind of cool. And I got my custom cut swag on. It's a little bit chilly out here this morning. So you can kind of see now. You got 2 passes and that snipe is almost gone. Just really, really light passes. Oh yeah, it's going to be good for the board spike. Definitely helped me out a lot, I think. I hope. Just cranked it down a little bit more. I might even crank the speed up a little bit more. Yeah, as I haven't even gotten, so I can tell I haven't hit all the way across the board because I haven't marked with the word top in pencil on the top. And that didn't get removed, so I'm barely touching it. And I am going to crank the speed up just a little bit more. Or like I can hear it hitting, but it's not hitting hard enough. So we're going to take it lower. All right, so it hasn't even touched the word top yet. Since it hasn't touched the word top, I know I'm not hitting it. Once I get that snipe out of there though, I can mark it all with pencil and then I'll know that I got it all the way across. Take this down just a little bit more. And let's see what we got here. Maybe this time we'll hit everything. We can hope at least. Now it's getting a good solid pass. I can hear the difference in it. You can definitely hear the difference in the paper hitting it. So I've never actually used a drum sander before right now. I have a basic idea of how they work and basic knowledge of a lot of the wood shop tools. But this is my first time running a drum sander. I think it's going to help me out quite a bit. At least I hope. Yeah, so I think I got a pretty good speed set. And that time I took off just a little bit of depth. You can see now the word top. Very hard to see. So I only took off just enough to barely get at that. The snipe is almost gone, so we'll take it down one more little crank, let it go through one more time on the top. There's a little gauge on this too, so it lets you know how far down you're going. I'm only dropping it maybe a 32nd of an inch, right? So I don't want to take off a ton, but I want it to hit. Normally I'd wear my mask, but I don't feel like I need to for this. I got the vacuum running. All the dust gets thrown up inside and the vacuum's sucking up the better majority of it. And I'm standing outside, so I don't really feel like I need to do much. I'm probably going to up the speed a little bit. That's running through pretty slow. I'll probably take the speed up to about 45 maybe. And then I'll get the back of the board. And then once I've got through this entire stack of boards all cleaned up and good, I can put the drum sander away and I can break out the other downdraft table and I can hand sand everything and get these ready to go. Because I am way, way, way behind on these boards. I should have had these boards done a month ago. All right, let's see here. Yeah, it's a little chilly out here this morning, but I like it a little colder. Yeah, so I can still see just a little bit of snipe in there when you roll it around, and that'll show up when finish goes on. That'll show up. It's kind of hard to see it, but it'll show up when the finish goes on. But I know that that whole side has been hit. Now I can work this side, right? That's got some heavy snipe. I can work that out of there. Yeah, so we'll speed it up a little bit on this run. I'm going to take it up to about 40. And let's get the bottom side of the board. I didn't adjust it down at all this time because it's still going to hit it. And I don't want to hit it heavy. Just want to get a good light pass. Move these boards over a little bit. It's a giant stack of boards that weighs like 50 freaking pounds. Yeah, for this purpose, I'm not trying to get super deep. I just want to get most of the snipe from the planer off. That's all I'm shooting for. I think I'm going to plug in my hot glue gun here in a second because we're going to run the planer too. And we're going to flatten out another board. Yeah, so even just one pass through there. All right, one pass, I didn't change the height. I just ran it through one time and most of that snipe is gone. The rest of that will come out nice and easily when I do my finish sanding. So I can call that one good. All right, on to the next. On to the next. That's definitely going to speed things up for me, I think. And this one, a little bit of snipe. I can feel it, I can see it. All right. Little light touch. We'll take it down a little bit more on the next pass. I don't even think that's going to remove the pencil mark. Yeah, it didn't remove the pencil mark, but that's okay. I didn't want to go too deep on the first shot. This board's got a lot of really pretty, really crazy grain walnut going on in there. I'll show you that in a second. That's definitely a heavier hit there. That should take off the pencil on the top. And since I already flattened these, I already know that I'm hitting all the way across, or at least I'm fairly confident. Yeah, if I can get all 16 of these, I got 2 others over there that I already did by hand, got through the first sanding. If I get all 16 of these done, I'm happy. I can go home, or I can go in the house and go to bed and wake up for work and come home tomorrow and do some finishing work on them. Yeah, that wiped out the pencil mark for sure, which is good. I know I went deep enough to wipe out the pencil. Yeah, this board has some really crazy green walnut. All right, on both sides. Really, really crazy green walnut. That's really going to pop once the oil hits it. That's going to pop really nice. All that snipe is out of that board. Yeah, I think this was a really good purchase for me. I found it on Facebook Marketplace and just went and picked it up. It was a little bit pricey, but still way cheaper than what I've seen other people selling them for, so I just didn't want to pass it up. Grab my my coffee here. I got some cold coffee. It is, I think it's 120 grit, which is fine because I don't want to go like 80 grit or anything like that. I want to keep my grit fairly smooth. Keep my coffee back there in the shop. Yeah, I don't want to go with like 80 grit and remove too much, because this is going to get a finish sanding on it, so I don't want to remove a ton, you know. And a little bit of snipe that's left there on the bottom, that'll come out in the next finish sanding. Not worried about that at all. Couple of lines, right? Like, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. Right there, yeah, you can see it. So the little line left from the drum sander, that'll come out with the higher grit sandpaper that's going to run over it, because these are all going to get sanded at least twice more. At least 2 more times they'll get sanded. Back this off a little bit. I might take off the pencil mark in one pass on this and hit all that snipe too. No, still a little bit of snipe there. Not bad though. I took off the pencil on that side though. I'm going to run this side through once more. Just a little drop. The drum sander is going to work really good for the figured maple too. By figured maple, I mean curly maple, bird's eye maple, any type of maple that has any kind of swirls to it. Maple can be really, really finicky to work with, especially if it's figured. And this has a little bit of curly maple in it. It's better to run curly maple through a sander than it is through a planer, because the planer will chip it out. And that's all I've had thus far. So like the board I have my hand on right now, I think it's off screen. I've always had to run these through and just deal with it, and then I have to go through and do a lot of hand sanding. So this is going to help with that too. Because I don't put maple on every board. That looks good. Yep, definitely a smoother texture, smoother feel. Flip this over, send it through the bottom there. Yep, I like it. Get this little bit of snipe out of the bottom side here, hopefully. So also, if you get little gaps and stuff in your cutting boards, if you make them, if you get little gaps or little holes, you can use the old woodworking trick of filling your holes with a little bit of glue and some of the sawdust, which is what I did on the bottom side of this board. And it just hit it. I can see it there still. But that's okay, because it's the bottom side of the board. So when I do my boards, I look at which side came out better and cleaner, and the cleaner side comes up as the top part of the board, and then the side that needs a little more work, that becomes the bottom side of the board. All right, so you kind of see where you put the glue filler in there, glue and sawdust right there. Well, this board, this is curly maple right here. All right, so that's after it went through the sander. Obviously it's nice and it's smooth and it's pretty and has a good look. But when it goes through a planer instead of the sander, hopefully I can get this to show. Yeah, see how rough that is? That's real rough right there. So the sander is going to clean that up a lot nicer. Way, way nicer. Yeah, so let's feed her in and we'll see how this one comes out. I could have gone a little deeper on that. We'll let it go through, and then we'll go a little deeper on the next pass. Yeah, I think this is still faster than me sitting there going over it 10 times with my palm sander. And I'll be more consistent across the top. It'll just make for a way better quality board. Just reinvesting. Reinvest into your company and your tools and your shop. Keep on getting better and better stuff and keep on building better and better product. That's still a little bit light. But at least I'll get through these boards pretty quick, I think. Yeah, we'll take the next one considerably deeper. The snipe is almost gone. We're gonna get this all smoothed out though, because I still got the rough spots there. We'll get it all smoothed out, make it nice, make it pretty. Still got some pencil here, so I know I didn't go deep enough. This one should get it, I hope. I gotta get used to how this rolls in, man. On my planer, a little quarter turn like that, I'm gonna remove some material. A little quarter turn like this on that, it didn't even hardly move it. So I gotta get used to it. It is removing, but I still haven't even taken the pencil off. I'm gonna try to pay attention this time, get it from this angle. See how much we go down. And damn, 3/4 of a turn took it maybe a 1/16 of an inch. But now it should hit it pretty hard. Yeah, I definitely hear it better now. Yeah. Probably take it down a little bit more. I can still see a little bit of pencil on it. And it'll smooth out the rest of this maple here. Yeah, we'll take it down just a little bit more and then we'll hit the other side. Definitely smoothing that out. We'll go a half a turn. And this is kind of reversed too. Going to the left takes it lower. Going to the right takes it higher. I think I might have went just a little too deep with that half turn. Live and learn. That half turn might have been just a little bit too deep. But it cleaned up a lot of that, burnt it a little bit. And I'll loosen it up just a little bit. Yeah, so it's burning it just a little bit. That's okay. That burning will come out in the next phase of sanding at a higher grit. It smoothed it all out though. Yep. So with me pulling on it just a little bit and pushing on it, all right, you can see where it burned a little bit, but it's way smoother now. All right, no more roughness. That's good. I like it. Run this through on the bottom side, try and take out any little bit of snipe on the bottom end. This should run through a little faster by itself now that it went through once. I didn't adjust the height at all. And it shouldn't burn, I hope. Yeah, I might only have to do one. I might get away with just one pass on the bottom here. That'd be pretty sweet. Oh yeah. One pass will do her. I'm going to hit the top side of this one again and take off some of that burning. Not even going to change the height. Just going to run it through. Let it do its work. That's what I was trying to say. Yep, let it do its work. Take off that burning. Probably could have lowered it a little bit for that one. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a lower pass and let it get that burning off. That way I don't gotta fight it. Yep, just a little lower. Not even a quarter turn. That's nicer. Pretty much all the burning gone. At least in that first couple inches there. Yeah, that'll be the last pass on this one. Yeah, okay. See, so we still got a little burning in there. Not too bad. All right, we'll get that out when the next wave of sanding. This is just natural in the wood. Yep, looks good. I like it, I dig it. Good purchase. I'll get through all of these boards today like this. All right, and this is that glue trick that I was talking about, the glue in the filler. So you can kind of see what it looks like now. I run that through that sander, that's going to be almost invisible. I went a little too deep on that first pass. Definitely went a little too deep on that first one. It's all right. We're going to run it through again at the same height. Clean up anything that didn't get cleaned up. That first hit right here, it's a little bit not okay. I won't change the height at all and just run it through again. Yep. Run it through, same height. But real quick. Yeah. That was the side that had that filler in there. pretty much invisible now. All right, let me hit this through here again. One more pass on this top side. Hopefully that'll do it. Yeah, they've gotten a little deep right there. Oh, I got a little burn right there now. Definitely gonna have to run it through again. Burnt it up pretty good and even got a little bit of snipe from the sander on that one. Push it through once more. I don't know what caused that burning. I think I'm going to take the speed up just a little bit too. As soon as that kicks out. Take this down just a little bit. Try and hit that, get that burn out. I'll get the rest of that burn out with the hand sanding. Flip this board over and get the bottom good. Not too much snipe on the bottom, so take it down just a tiny bit. Yeah, that looks nice. I like it. Hey, what's up, Big Bob Bear? I haven't seen you in here before, so I'm not sure who you are, but I appreciate you swinging in. Tell you hi anyways. Appreciate you coming on in. Yeah, I'm gonna run this through one more time on the bottom. And this cutting board actually got a little bit of damage when I was running the edges on the router. But I'm just gonna sand it out. That's all I can do. I'm not gonna scrap the board, right? So I'll show the damage that this board took when I ran it through the router. And I'll let you guys know when you do edging or routing, do not end on the end grain side. You want to start on the end. And I'm going to show you why. Yeah, that looks good. So when you're running your chamfered edges, right? If you start on the end grain side, your router bit spins that way and it'll flick it out. Just like it did right there. Yeah, there's a good angle on it. So now I got to sand this and just make that as invisible as possible, but it's deep. I mean, it chipped out a 1/16 of an inch, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it makes a difference. So it chipped that out, that whole board right there from right about where my thumb is right now to the tip. I got a good almost 2 inches roughly. Yeah, it's a real bad chip. But once I sand it, It's on the bottom side of the board, luckily, so it won't really be noticeable. Definitely not going to scrap the board. All right, no need to do that. Now let's see where we're at here. That one's looking like it's going to be a much lighter pass. As in, it didn't even touch it. Good. I don't have to worry about that burning on this one. Yeah, it didn't even touch it. I can hear it just barely touching some of it. That's good. That means I can give it a good crank down. Should hear some good contact on this one. Very light. And take it down quite a bit more. And when I'm running this through, I'm running through the side that had the snipe. I'm running that side through first because your snipe is just a little bit lower. So I know when it starts hitting it, it's going to smooth it out. Yep, I didn't even hit the pencil. I didn't think I was going to after I heard it hit. Went almost another half a turn. That's another pretty light one. I don't think I'll take the pencil on this one either. Maybe. Nope. Missed the pencil. Snipe's almost gone though. That just goes to show you, snipe feels like it's really, really bad. It just shows up really, really easy. But it's not as deep as you think it is. Almost another half a turn. That should get rid of the pencil. That should clear out the pencil and it should get rid of the snipe completely. Yep. That looks good. I'll be able to flip it over and hit the bottom side now. Yeah, this was a unplanned, impromptu live stream. I stayed up a little bit late last night, and today I got to get work done. That's all there is to it. I got to get the work done. Let that run through, check some comments here. Yep, still the same comments. Slow process, but it's good to take your time with this stuff. All right, when you're doing a finer woodworking job, it's best to take your time. You don't want to screw nothing up with a finer job because you're going to put a lot of time into it. All right, nice and clean. Really nice and clean. Let's get through this one here. Very light. We'll run that one through one or two more times. I even got a little bit of snipe on the back side of that one. Yeah, that didn't touch my my wood fill there too much either. And that wood filler, man, it looks ugly when it first goes on. You make your own little wood fill. It looks ugly when it first goes on, but that's going to be gone real quick. Looks like we got another viewer popped in. Appreciate you coming in. Oh, there's the gauge that was covered in dust. It's not covered in dust now. So 1/4 turn does a 64th of an inch, which is half of a 32nd. Yeah, 1/4 turn is half of a 32nd of an inch. And a 32nd is half of a 16th. Now, if you don't know the standard system and you want to know how deep a 64th of an inch is, it ain't much. I mean, a 64th of an inch might be the thickness of your thumbnail. Maybe a little less. There we go. Nice and clean. Yeah, slower than some things, but way faster than others. Take just a little bit more off of this bottom here. Got some pretty wood on this one too. This is going to be a pretty board. That was a loud truck. Big old cement truck running by. Yeah, this is going to be a really pretty board. Some good looking grain in this one. That's going to be some really pretty board. At least I think it will be. Put this one over. That one's done. Yeah, so I've been running this for 45 minutes, and I had some setup time in there, and I've already gotten through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boards. That's quite an improvement, really. This one's a little bit longer. It's got some good looking walnut in it. Very light touch. I'm going to have to drop that down quite a bit on the next run. But I didn't like how much it looked like it was going to go deep on that one, so I raised it at the last second. So this is going to be another really pretty board. This whole piece right here is walnut. One solid piece. That's a good 3 inches or so of walnut. That should take off the pencil mark, get rid of the snipe, hopefully. Nope, didn't get the pencil mark. It's all right, we'll drop it down a little bit lower and we'll get this pencil out of here. Got a lot of the snipe out. And this one's got some curly cherry in it too. Real thin strip of curly cherry. Almost got rid of the pencil mark. We'll let it go through one more time. That pencil mark should be pretty much gone. And then I'll point out that curly cherry to you guys. It might be kind of hard to see it on camera, especially with the natural daylight out here and everything. Might not hit it right. Yeah, I think that pretty much got the pencil out. Snipe is gone. We'll get the bottom side and then I'll point out that curly cherry. I think it's going to be kind of hard to see it, but take that down just a little bit more. So the other thing that a drum sander is good for too, if I ever decide to do an end grain cutting board, it's way better to run your end grain boards through a drum sander than it is to run it through a planer. Because a planer will tear up end grain. I mean, you'll be spitting chunks out non-stop. And a drum sander won't do that to you. Drum sander will leave you in a much better position on that. All right, so let's see if I can point out this curly cherry here. It is this strip right here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it in there or not. I don't think you're going to be able to see it too good. Maybe right here. Yeah, I don't think you guys can see it too good. I can't see it with the lighting. Maybe you guys did, but curly cherry has a little bit of a different effect. It's almost, I guess the best way that I can try to explain it is to say it's kind of leopard-like. Yeah, kind of leopard-like a leopard pattern almost. This has no curly in it. But I guess that's the best way I can try to explain it, is to say that it sort of has a leopard-like look to it. Yeah, I got a little snipe on the front and the back of this one. This first pass pretty light. Still see some snipe in here. We'll run it through. Keep on running them. About halfway through these boards now, which is great. I can finish this up, clean up and head in, and then catch some sleep before tonight's work. Find out whether or not I'm working the weekend this week. Hopefully not. Then I can try to get these boards done. Like done. Have the oil on them, have everything done. Come on, get on through there. That's a nice finish. Snipe is gone. Get the bottom side of the board next. I'm not even going to change the height on that. That looks good. Bottom side of the board has a little bit of snipe. We'll see how it goes through on that first one. Sounds like I hit it pretty hard. Not usually as concerned with the bottom side having snipe as the top. Well, that snipe is pretty deep on that side. We're going to end up dropping this down again a little bit. We're going to get rid of that snipe. Yeah, this will definitely improve the quality of my boards. It was a good purchase. So like I said, I bought it used. It was about 450 bucks used, which for this model and this brand is a really good deal used. I've seen this model and brand people asking 600, 700, 800 bucks for them. So for the 450, I didn't even argue. I paid the guy his asking price and moved on. Older guy, retiring, getting out of woodworking and moving out to a different area. Wasn't going to take his shop with him, just liquidating stuff. Yeah, 2 passes and the snipe on the bottom's gone. Yep, no more snipe on the bottom. It's going to be another pretty board. All right, and all these features like this, that's going to accentuate a lot when it gets wet and it has oil on it. The next step after this is spray them all down with water, get that grain to raise up, and then sand them again, and spray them again, and then sand them again. All right, so we spray them with water so that the water will get the grain to raise. A little deeper than I wanted to go on that first pass. As long as it doesn't burn. And it might. So far, no burning. And that tripped the breaker. I have to go and turn this back on. Which breaker? That one. I'll run this through again at the same height. And trip the breaker. So I'm definitely going to run it through again, same height, and then that should be good. Should stop tripping the breaker too once on the next one. I'm just a little bit too deep. It is tripping fast. So I'm going to shut off the vacuum cleaner on this one just so I can get it finished. I'll turn the vacuum cleaner back on after on the next pass. It's only a 15 amp. You can definitely see the dust kicking up on it without that vacuum going, huh? Oh yeah, lots of dust on her. Let it get through and then we'll send it back through and blow that sucker off. That means I definitely took it way too deep. That much dust coming off of it. All right, look at all that dust. I took it way, way too deep. Couple marks on it. All right, turn this vacuum back on. Back through, same height. Should run through smoother this time. You can see a couple of times where it stopped and it started again. So that should go away. Spots where some sand, there's some shavings, sand, dust, that's what I'm looking for, sawdust. Got stuck on the pad. Looks good now. Yeah, one more pass through it. Well, no, I think I'll be able to get that with the hand sander. Let's get the bottom cleaned up here. It didn't change the height again. Leave that height where it's at. See how it cleans up the bottom, and then try not to dive too deep on the next board. Because the next board is actually going to be a really, really pretty board. I think it's going to be one of my favorite boards out of this batch at least. It's got some Chechen wood. I'm not sure where Chechen originates from. I didn't do that research. But it sure is pretty. Oh boy, is it pretty wood. One more pass through. And the bottom should be good after this. And like I said, tomorrow, if I feel froggy when I come home, I'll hit it with 150 grit sandpaper, spray it with water. We'll finish it off with the spray it with water, let it dry, let the grain raise. 150 grit, spray it with water, 220. Yep, that looks good. Yeah, you can maybe kind of see, I don't know, kind of see a little bit in there maybe, where the sander stopped and started when my breaker was blowing. And this is that Chechen. How pretty that is. All right, both sides. Really pretty wood. Looked like I lost internet connection there for a second. I'm gonna have to close out these comments and open them back up. See if I missed anything. No, doesn't look like it. All right. Run this in here and see what we get out of this. I'm raising it up a little bit. I am going to end up having to lower it down. Somehow I got it to go a little too deep. Hoping I don't burl the breaker again. There goes the breaker. Damn it. All right, shut the vacuum off to at least get it started. Take this up just a little bit more. Flip this breaker again. Turn this back on. I'll run it through at the same height that it is right now. Try to get this cleaned up better. Lower it down just a little. Yeah, that first couple inches of the board was a little bit lower, I think. Not too bad though. Yeah. A little bit of snipe in there still, I gotta get that out. That's from diving too deep. Still got a little snipe in it. I have to take it through a couple more times, get that snipe out from that initial contact. Might have to hit it with the roundover bit again after. That's okay though. See if we get that snipe out of there. That pass might have gotten the snipe out. Yeah, I think that pass got the snipe out for the most part. I'm going to run it through one more time, not change the height. It's still making really good contact, so I got most of the snipe out. We'll run it through one more time, same height. Then we'll get the bottom of the board. It's all learning, man. It's all learning. Like I said, I've never run a drum sander before, so I'm learning as I go. Pretty much self-taught on most things, but I've worked with tools my entire life, so I'm not a stranger to them. Yeah, that'll clean up with the finish sanding. We're good there. Let's get the bottom of this board done. Move on to the next. I'll have to lower it down just a little bit. Still got a little bit of snipe on the bottom of the board. Taking off less than 1/100th of an inch right now. Still just a little bit of snipe in that corner right there. Take it down just a smidge more. Get rid of that last little bit of snipe. And I should have, instead of just trusting that this was right, I should have gone and checked the flatness and made sure that it didn't alter my flatness, because I know I had them all flat. So I'm going to take this board real quick, check the flatness of it. To check the flatness, I have a granite slab that I know is flat. And I just put it on there and check the corners and make sure we don't have any wobble. If I don't have any wobble, we're flat. Like I said, I should have done that with the very first board I ran through here. So I'm going to do it with this one. Day late and $1 short. I got to move a different sander that I have out of the way. Luckily it's not heavy. And let's check this flatness real quick. Okay, good. We are good. Did not affect the flatness. All right, just a few more boards to go. Just a few more. Raise this sucker back up. A light touch, we'll drop it down a little from there. I don't want to keep on screwing myself up, man. I barely touched that one, so we'll drop it full half turn. That'll take off a 1/16 of an inch. Sorry, that'll take off a 32nd of an inch. Yeah, seems to be running pretty smooth. I like it, good purchase. Check these comments here. Hey, what's up, Eric? How are you? Well, lucky you starting work an hour late. Take that down another 1/4 of a turn, and that'll be about it on this one. This is the new drum sander purchase, Eric. Help these cutting boards come along and be a higher quality board. More consistent. We have 4 more boards to do after this. And I'm going to check the time and figure out what I'm going to do. Right now I'm just running them through this drum sander to get the first sanding on them and take out any snipe that I had from the planer. So far so good. Try and get the bottom side, get that sniped out. The guy I bought it from, he was saying that he was having problems with it sniping, but I don't think he had his tables adjusted right. You want to have this side of your table up a little higher than this side, so when it comes out, it pulls it up and it doesn't snipe the back. And the same thing on the other side. You want the ends of the table to be a little higher than the insides of the table. That helps you reduce your snipe quite a bit. I've only gotten snipe on this now because of my own mistakes, not because of the machine. Yeah, that one's good. I like it. Not so shabby. Get this one ready to go in. Very light touch. Be able to drop that one down a half a turn for sure. Maybe 3/4. We'll just stick with a half. Be patient, don't rush it. And I might, see how this weekend goes, I may end up trying to go and pick up a new jointer. The jointer that I have is a old Craftsman jointer, and it's not great. I actually don't even use it because of how not great it is. I looked around on Facebook Marketplace and found one that's in really nice shape. I might go pick it up if it's still available this weekend. Continue to have better tools to get the job done better. Keep making better quality stuff. Drop this just a little more. That's one thing I like to do, is reinvest the money that I'm making into my shop and get better things and better tools. Have a good day, Eric. I appreciate you, Quentin, stopping in, brother. Yeah, I definitely like taking some of the profits that I make on stuff, reinvesting into tools that make my job easier and my quality better. There we go. Snipe no more. Yeah, I'm definitely glad I made this purchase. This is a definite good purchase. I wouldn't even be halfway through this if I was using my palm sander, my orbital sander. I wouldn't even be halfway through this stack of boards right now. Nope. I'd be lucky if I was a third of the way through it. Looks good. No complaints on that one. On to the next. 3 more boards. Very light. Be able to do a half a turn. Take off a 32nd of an inch on the next pass. Run her through. I have to make one more pass. Still a little bit of snipe in there. And I didn't even take off the pencil, so definitely another quarter turn at least. We'll do another quarter turn after this if we need it. That sounds like it's hitting pretty good, so I don't think we'll need it. Fingers crossed that we don't need it. I think we got the snipe out. I don't feel it at least. I still see a little bit of pencil mark on it. Which means we'll take it down just a smidge more. Half a turn, or half of a quarter, so an eighth of a turn. That should eliminate the rest of the snipe, if any, and get rid of the rest of the pencil mark. Looks good. Definitely a slow process, but definitely faster than what I was doing previous, so. A little bit of snipe on the bottom. Hopefully I can get it in one pass here. I did lower it a little bit, so hopefully I can get it in one pass. Yeah, I think I got it in one pass. The light is hitting my my cyclone collector. It's kind of satisfying. I can see all the sawdust swirling down into the cyclone collector. Still got good suction. Alrighty. 2 more boards. Might have gone a little deep on that one. I didn't think I was, but I might have. Ooh. Now that I can show you a piece of curly cherry. That should show up on the camera, no problem. That piece of cherry definitely has a little bit of curling in it. Damn it. Almost all the way through. Almost. Yeah, we'll definitely show you some curly cherry here in a second. Might have to run that through, same height again. We'll run that through on the same exact height, get it cleaned up. That son of a bitch just blew the breaker again with nothing on it. Come on. You kidding me? I'm gonna blow the breaker again. Didn't even have a load. I got some electrical work I'm gonna be needing to do here. I'll run this through again, turn the vacuum cleaner back on while there's no load. Clean up any little marks that might have been left from that starting and stopping. And then show off that curly cherry. Because it deserves it. It deserves to be shown off. Yep, that cleaned up all the marks really nice, good. Get this bottom side done. And we'll show you that curly. Check the comments while we wait. Nope, still just left off on Eric there. I'll close out and make sure I'm actually getting them. Yep, looks like I'm still getting them. So I've been running for an hour and 23 minutes and I pretty much got through all 16 of these boards. Cannot complain. Nope. Got that bottom all good. All right, let's show off that curly cherry. Right here. I can't see it with the light, but I'm sure you guys can. Right there is that curly in there. That whole lighter spot. You can kind of see how it has a little leopard pattern to it. When that gets oil on it, that's going to accentuate and it's going to highlight, and that's going to be a little marquee part in the board. We'll see if Spike got to see that or not. If not, it won't be too deep for me to go and get it, show it again. Definitely be able to go down a half a turn on the next one. Barely touching it. And this is the last one that's going to go through the drum sander today. I brought the planer out because I was heavily considering flattening out one more board, which I'm going to have to do. But I plan on finishing that board with this batch as well. So I can go another half a turn still. But I don't think I'm going to have time to do it because I want to go to bed somewhat early today. Yep, didn't even hit the pencil mark, so another half a turn will be fine. Making good contact now. We'll go down one more quarter of a turn. Yep, one more quarter of a turn. I just barely took the pencil off. Can still feel a little bit of snipe. So the drum sander actually runs really, really quiet. If it wasn't for the shop vac, it would be really, really quiet. Yeah, that's all of it. Got all the pencil off, got all the snipe out. Let's get that bottom side done. Go another quarter turn. Hopefully that's enough to take off the snipe on the bottom. And then these will all be ready for getting a little water spray or a damp rag wipe and some sanding. And put that one through one more time. I'm not going to lower the height though, just feeding it through one more time. And that'll do her. Yeah, I'm definitely happy with the purchase. That's going to save me some time and increase my productivity and my quality. Use the vacuum cleaner and vacuum up a little bit. Clean up some of that. Big old stack of boards. I sucked up the knob. I had to readjust it and put it back on. I sucked it up with the vacuum cleaner. The shop vac. Let's do some quick cleanup on it. There we go. Now I'm going to go and grab my my favorite indoor shop tool for cleaning stuff up. And that is this little number here. Nice quiet tool, allows me to clean up without making too much noise. Clean off this belt while I'm at it. I'm going to leave this out here because I don't have my 4-inch dust collector hooked up yet. But yeah, I'm satisfied. I was gonna run this other board through here, but I'm not gonna run that through here today. I just got to run it through the planer still, do some other stuff, so I'm not even gonna bother running it through there. But yeah, so there it is. A whole mess of cutting boards. Whole big old mess of cutting boards done. Hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I'm a little wiped out, but not too bad. I mean, I'm awake enough. Here I'm saying how I'm not going to run this through here, but I am going to run it through here because I want to. I want to get this in here and just run it through a couple of times and see how she goes, see how she looks. Yep. Just going to run this pretty board through here, flatten it out a little bit. It might make it easier for me when it comes time to do the planing. Let's see if we hear it. Yeah, just barely making contact there. We'll drop it down a little bit. Take her down almost a half a turn for the next shot. I'm going to do both sides of it just because. Yeah, like I said, if I wanted to do end grain boards now, I could pretty easily do end grain boards and have a nice way to sand them nice and flat. Like I said, I'm just running this through here a couple of times. Might help me when it comes time to run it through the planer and get it flat. Might have a little bit of a flatter side to work with. Sounds like we're taking a little meat off now. Yeah, we're getting some of it off. This board really tested me. It tested my patience and everything else. It's causing me tons and tons of issues and headache. But it's going to make a nice board for the person that it's going to. It is a gift, a wedding gift for a friend. I have owed her this board for a while. This is just a little preview look of how it's going to look for me. So I'm kind of happy. I'm going to get a little preview of this now. That's going to be a pretty board. Yeah, it'll definitely be a pretty board. Take it down one more quarter turn and then another quarter turn and we'll flip it over. So I think that'll get me closer to being flat on one side. Make it a little easier getting it through the planer that way. Oh, I didn't notice I had a big chip out there. That's okay, it's not gonna, that won't be there. With as deep as I have to go on this side when I plane it, that's gonna go away too. Yep, it'll go away for sure. Do one more quarter turn and then we'll flip it over and kind of play with the other side a little. A little preview on that other side too. And like I said, if I'm lucky, it'll get me a little flatter. And check my time here, see what you guys are chatting about. No, 9:30. All right, not too bad. Should be able to be in bed by 10. 9:37, I should be able to be in bed in about 20 minutes. But yeah, this board definitely gave me my gave me some gray hairs. Not that I need it anymore, but it gave me some. Yeah, still got to go quite a bit deeper on this side. That's okay. Get this side done a little. Make a first run through here. And another big piece of curly cherry in here. Nice wide piece. And we'll drop this down, lower it up a little bit. And do a quarter turn at a time. I do not know which side is going to be the top or the bottom of this board yet, so we'll have to see. Definitely going to be a pretty board. I spent a lot of time getting that joint right, and it looks like it paid off pretty good. I spent a couple hours getting this joint right. Lots of sanding and cleaning up and really working to get it right. It looks like it paid off pretty good. I might be looking at the top board. We'll see though. We'll make that the last, this is going to be the last pass through here. Because I still got right here, I got to take it down a considerable amount. And it's right here too a little bit. And the board's got to get trimmed up and other things of that nature, so not going to spend too much on it. That's still got to go through the planer and get the final thickness too. Does look pretty though. Makes me happy because I spent a lot of time getting these joints correct on this. Yeah. I spent a lot of time getting these joints correct on this. Looks like that paid off, man. That looks better than I thought it was going to look. Just this one right here. That one looks a lot better than what I thought it was going to look. That was the last one that I did. And I got that to look pretty darn good. All right, so I got, did I die? Okay, there we go, we're back. Man, oh man, I didn't know my phone died. Did not know my phone died. Who do I still got here? Thanks, thanks, Spike. Appreciate you saying it's stunning. Let me know who I still got here. It looks like I got one viewer. Is it Spike or is it Chris? I don't know at what point. I don't know at what point that it stopped on me. I'm gonna have to back out of this video now. Reopen it. And skip this stupid ad. Let's see. Change all my stuff again. Stupid stuff. Open the chat back up. All right, who do I still have here? Who do I still have watching? I don't know if I got Spike watching or if I got Chris Burnett watching. Looks like I got just one person watching me. All right, I know I'm back live. I know I'm good. All right, so I don't know at what point it cut off, but this one right here, I'm tracking off of this one right here. I spent a couple hours getting that right. Same thing with this one, and this one's not as good. This one's not as good either. I spent a couple hours on each of those lines trying to get them right. And this is the one that I just recently did. And I got to say, I'm really happy with how that one came out with all the work that I had to put into that. A couple hours worth of jointing on just that, but I got it pretty darn good. I'm really happy with that joint. So I don't know if this is going to be the top of the board or the bottom of the board, or this will be the top or the bottom, because I still have quite a bit of depth to go in here. I mean, I got probably 1/8 of an inch or so to go into this side, and I've got a little bit of, probably about 1/8 of an inch here on this side too. All right, so I'm going to lose about 1/4 of an inch off of this. I got to look and see how much is actually left on it, but I'm going to lose up to about 1/4 of an inch. But if I decide which side is going to be the top and which side is going to be the bottom, like if I decide this is going to be the bottom, I can just fill all that in with some epoxy, and then I won't lose anything on that. And I might make this side the bottom, I don't know. And then this side will be the top, and I'll only lose a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know which way I want to go with it. But I do really like this. I like how that came out. That came out better than what I was expecting it would. Okay, it's spiked still here. Oh, I can see that. All right. But yeah, this is, how many boards is that? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 boards run through the drum sander today. That's a good one. I'm going to check the flatness of this board. Now that I ran it through the drum sander, it might be pretty darn flat. It had a little wobble to it before, so check it and see. Nope, still has some wobble on that side. Check the other side. A little bit. Well, this will make it a hell of a lot easier on the flattening though. It's definitely going to make it easier for running it through the planer. I just got to think about it and decide which side I want to be my top and which side I want to be the bottom. Spike, were you paying attention or watching when I showed the Chechen wood? And the curly cherry here. That's the curly or figured cherry. Kind of see it. I said earlier that it kind of looks like it's a leopard print. All right. That's it though. I'm going to show you the Chechen wood too. If you didn't catch that Chechen wood, I'll show you that before I kill off here. I'll walk these 4 boards in, and then I'll check the comments. And tomorrow I can do some more sanding on these. Try to get these boards wrapped up this weekend. That's the plan. Set this board with the Chechen wood aside. Carrying these boards in 4 at a time, because 4 of these boards weighs like 20 freaking pounds or more. So I'll carry them all in, and then I'll show you that Chechen wood if you're still in here watching. Definitely happy with it though. All right, not sure if you're still watching, Spike. If not, no big deal. Okay. Show you the Chechen wood here one more time. This beaut. Look at that beautiful wood. Beautiful wood. I'm going to try to get some more Chechen, do some more cutting boards with more Chechen. How nice that grain is. Pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. All right, that's even going to look nice on the sides and edges. And it's so smooth. So smooth. Very dense. Pretty tight grain. Very dense, very heavy wood, but I'm going to definitely try to get more of that. And for now, I'm just going to start cleaning up some of the shop stuff here. I'm going to bring my blower back out here and blow some stuff off and blow myself off too so that I can walk through my house without being a dusty mess. So if you don't have a Cyclone dust collector either, definitely get one. Helps keep your shop vac filter cleaner. And you can get rid of your dust without having to keep spending a ton of money on your shop vac filters. So I'm going to open my shop vac up. I don't know how much was actually going into the Cyclone filter, but at one point during the show here, I could see that it was going in and swirling around. It was kind of satisfactory. My children have been using this for the dogs, so this is still pretty packed up. You can clean your shop vac filters so you don't have to always replace them. This one's pretty nasty, but just light tapping. Make sure you're not downwind of it. This one's got dog hair all over it, all kinds of junk. If you keep your filters clean, you get a much better suction. I have extra filters, but my children, like I said, have been using this for cleaning up dog hair and stuff. Hasn't really been in my shop as much as I'd like it to be. These shop vac filters, you can bang them on the ground, drop them on the ground a little bit. Right, so you can also tell, unplug all these tools here real quick. I can plug my air compressor in and then I can blow it out effectively and efficiently. But clean filters make a massive difference. And you can see that this one has been a little starved for cleanliness. And I'll show you how you can tell that in a second. Plug my air compressor in here and let it pick up some power. And my air compressor is pretty quiet. I'm standing 5, maybe 6 feet away from it. But that's how you can tell your air filters are getting starved. They start folding like that. You didn't clean it soon enough, right? When they start getting these weird creases in them and stuff, that's not good, right? But you can see there's lots of gook built up in there. I'm going to let that air compressor charge up. Blow it all out from the inside. It'll clean up pretty good. It'll be okay for use. Not perfect, but it'll be okay. And then, like I said, if you don't have a Cyclone unit, I doubled my my capacity here, the Cyclone unit, just by cutting the bottom of the bucket out and using some flooring strip stuff and just gluing that together. But this was almost empty. This was almost empty when we started. And it's filled up to about right here. Right, so the bottom of the bucket, it's filled up to about right here from the bottom of the bucket. Right, so those Cyclone units, they take up quite a bit of dust. If you don't have one, get one. It saves your filters quite a bit. And some of them aren't very expensive. This is the dust stopper. All one word, dust topper. This one's like 40 bucks at Home Depot. Like I said, I got that one before I had my dust collector. So I wanted to double up the capacity because I didn't want to be emptying it all the time. Take my air hose over here, get kind of further away from the camera. I don't even know if I'll be in frame or not. I'll have to check it before I go over there. Yeah, kind of, not sort of. Oop. It's a moving on me. Yeah, there we go. All right. Take my, my air hose here. Like I said, you want to go from the inside of the filter. I should really have my dust mask on for this. It's going to get really dusty, but try to go over as many of the veins as possible. And don't go from the outside, right? Because then you're just blowing the dust the wrong direction. Now, this isn't going to be good as new. Be far from that. But it'll be much better than what it was. Now, if you don't have an air compressor, that's okay. Or you can just knock it around on the ground a bunch like I did. You'll see a pretty big color change though in this, from what it was to what it is. I could stay out here for another 10 minutes doing this. Not really worth it. These filters are like 25 bucks for 2 or something like that. And if you clean them enough, you can use them quite a bit. You just gotta stay cleaning them. Use this and I'll blow off this thing again. And blow myself off out of this with that too. But there you go, right? Like, so you get much cleaner, much nicer filter. You're still going to get these little creases, right? You're not going to get rid of those now once it's in there, but that happens when they get clogged up and it sucks it down and it can't really do anything, right? So it folds it up and it deforms the top of it and all that other stuff. Well, this is still usable. There's no holes in it, at least nothing big enough, right? So it's still usable, it's still clean, and this will still suck. It'll still allow lots of airflow to go through and suck it up pretty good. So I'll put this back into the shop vac. It'll have very nicely increased cleaning performance. Apparently, people who have used my shop vac have not cleaned it properly. So that's always fun. Got some stuff in here. I'm going to dump it out and clean it myself since nobody else did. Then at least it'll be ready to go next time I need it. As long as nobody else uses it in between then and now, it'll be ready to go. I'm just going to take this and dump it in the trash real quick. There we go, got rid of the majority of that. Sounds like my air compressor's all done now. Put it all away. It's not too bad cleanup time, right? Did a lot more cleanup work than what I wanted to do or needed to do because I had to clean up the shop vac. But, you know, clean your filters. Like I said, it saves you quite a bit. You can get a lot more usage out of your filters if you clean them. It's definitely the easier thing to do, clean your filter, versus replacing it is fine. I mean, it's easier to replace it. It's also a lot more expensive. You can get, basically, if you're replacing your filter every 2 months, because you're using your shop vac a lot, you'd start replacing your filter about every 5 or 6 months. If you take the time to clean it often. And I don't think I can mute the mic. So hopefully this doesn't get too loud, but I'm just going to use the air nozzle here and clean myself up a little. Into the house and sawdust everywhere. I think I got it mostly down. Especially with doing the cleanup from the shop vac. Should be okay. A little bit. I got more work to do tomorrow. If I come home and I still feel energetic, do some more work on this stuff tomorrow. And then after I get all these cutting boards done, then I can start focusing on getting the shop cleaned up and organized before I start my next big batch of projects. That'll be good. Get all that done. I've got a cart that I want to build for this guy and for another jointer when I get it. I'll put that on wheels just like this one. I'm a big fan of having stuff on wheels and having it mobile, especially if you have a smaller wood shop. Makes things way nicer. Have things on wheels for mobility purposes and just keeping your floor space open. I don't have this nailed or screwed down, so I just want to make sure that when I'm putting this on here that I'm being careful so I don't drop it. There we go. That's quick, easy cleanup. That's what we like. Quick, easy cleanup so you can get back to doing things that you like. For me, that's going to be sleeping because it's time. I've got to work tonight. This whole midnight shift thing, I don't really like it that much. But pays the bills. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody who stopped in and hung out and said hi. Yes, I definitely need sleep, Spike. That is gonna happen. I appreciate everybody who stopped in, said hi, hung out for a few minutes, and enjoyed some time with me. And I got pretty good battery life out of these microphones. The receiver is just now showing low or no battery. I've got 2 hours running on this live, and I had 7 hours, so the receiver ran for about 10 hours on a single set of batteries, and the transmitter still shows 2 batteries, so the transmitter is doing really good. Can't complain about it. But yeah. Awesome. Thanks for the info there, Spike. I appreciate knowing that the mic has worked well all day. I was going to ask, so appreciate you letting me know. And I'm going to go ahead and get off here and get ready to go to bed. As always, brother. So I will talk to you later, brother man.